And I also think, I'll add on that and not disagree with Jerry that after doing some research on what Facebook does track and everybody else, it's in their best interest to know where you're born and when you graduated and all that sort of thing. And that is pretty frightening. And
they own it.
And I
they don't share it though, that I'm aware of.
But
we've asked.
Right. And it doesn't mean if just because they don't share it doesn't mean that it wouldn't be accessible by people from China, for instance.
But you could get off Facebook, Jerry.
Right. So.
But I clicked a button that said I agree, as you all did, and they own the pictures, they own the information.
That is true. Right. So does Google.
Don't you wish your life was more
and from a marketing
standpoint,
they also own your pages. So if you invest, tens of thousands of dollars in time and energy and money to suss out your page, build a following, blah, 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 they still own that. And pages go
Even
down.
After you've closed it.
Pages go down without warning. You can't get anyone at Facebook to talk to you. I mean, their customer service is atrocious.
That's true.
Even if you're spending a shitload of money with them on advertising. I had some people contact me in February, right after the Grammys. They actually had a page go down, and it was an official page for a Grammy Award-winning artist. It went down like 2 days after the Grammys. Actually, I think it was a Tuesday. So yeah, I think Grammys were on Sunday. So no warning, no idea, just boom, it just disappeared. And so when they told me about that, I started doing some research and found out that this isn't actually that rare of a phenomenon, unfortunately. It has happened to other people. It's happened to official pages of at least 2 universities, one of whom had like 20,000 fans on their Facebook page.
But honestly, does this surprise us, right? Like, do you expect someone else to pay for your car? And then, you're going to drive it around, someone else is going to pay for it, and you're not going to have to look at any ads or anything like that?
They paid for my house, and I didn't have to pay any mortgage for a while.
Well, I think the point is that you have to exercise some caution, and you definitely need to give caveats to clients if you're going to be playing in this space, because you don't want to be the ad agency that has egg on your face after you talk to your client into doing this really cool thing, and then your page goes down one day and you have no idea why.
What did you do wrong, Carrie? They got to shut down.
I actually wasn't working on it.
Can I say though, I think you guys have to be realistic about the marketing model called free, and what do you expect from free? What Kelly was saying is, there are all these sites that make undisclosed and or negative amounts of money on giving you free shit, and you are going to complain about it. So the answer is, don't give these guys anything that you don't want them to know. So what I did with all my social profiles 2 years ago is I took everything personal off of them so that there's nothing that they could ever know about me. Of course, I made the mistake of not telling my friends, and when I disconnected from my wife, people offered me a place to stay in Facebook. But be that as it may, I mean, I can find out your social security number from your hometown and when you graduated, and maybe 2 other pieces of data, and I can get into your bank account with your password, which is your dog, right? Because you have that on MySpace
This
and
is
Facebook.
what I'm talking about.
So, but that has nothing to do with large corporate America. That's individual cybercrime. That's not corporate America targeting people with dogs named Fluffy. And so I think that the point is that when I look at, I don't know how many of you have ever clicked on a banner ad in the last 6 years. I haven't. But in Facebook, I've been moused over 5 or 10 of those ads that are so useful and so interesting and relevant that I almost clicked on it. They almost got me. So what that tells me is that it's highly targeted and that it works. And on the client side, we can prove that it works because they're cashing checks and they're not getting complaints because they found somebody when they were interested. And I just want to say one little anecdote about Facebook, this nebulous, busy Farmville sort of ridiculous place. And forgive the 4 people that have heard this story, but we have a client that's in the knitting industry. They make yarn, and it's called Lion Brand. If you're a knitter, you know who they are. If you're not, you'll never hear of them again. But they're a 130-year-old yarn brand, and they came to us in June and said, build us this, can you help us with Facebook? Sure. So we just, here's how you build a Facebook fan page, very fundamental. And I thought, this will be a disaster because it's yarn.
Oh, they needed help with that.
And yeah. And so our job is to make sure that it's seen both in Facebook and in Google. And today they have over 100,000 fans. And that's really cool for the people to know shit about the fans and Twitter followers don't really mean anything.
All about your audience, right?
So what does matter about what they've done is that with those 100,000 fans, they have over 1,500 conversations a week that are evolving products, selecting patterns, doing whatever knitters do, and and here's the part with the ROI for Jerry, that people that visit from Facebook to their site are 51% more likely to convert to a sale because they're freaking stoked fans of the product. So they get people in that love to knit, they give them value, they listen, they change products and evolve them, and then they allow them to give them a place to buy. There's absolutely 100% win-win for everybody on that.
Kent, that one's a little bit easy because I always
You're
love,
a knitter? Is that why?
I always love these kinds of examples because there's a built-in audience there. It's like saying
It's a sharing audience. People are sharing tips.
it's like saying Apple has great advertising. No,
Apple has great products. Lion Brand has great products. That's my point.
Yeah.
If you have great products,
Okay.
Hotel Lucia has a great product.
So
It's not a mystery. I work with clients that have great products or be a company that has great products. Social
And-
media is for you. Otherwise, you're out of business.
tell me what you could do with this little company on Columbia Boulevard called Tacoma Screw.
I can do a lot of things, mostly on RedTube. Some sponsorships.
I was thinking the same thing. I
For all
didn't
those
say
people
it.
that left.
Oh my God! You're
Some claps. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that.
So speaking of
Check it out, RedTube.
Well, actually, I want to add to something of Kent's point. I think Facebook ads are highly targeted right now, but I think that Facebook users are really unsophisticated. I mean, we all know.
That's how we like them.
Exactly. We all know as of last week, Facebook surpassed Google as the most visited website in the world. So obviously there's lots and lots of people there. But most of those people, I would say, have joined in the last year. And most of them aren't marketers and they aren't sophisticated. I mean, truth be told, most people don't even know that AdWord results on the right-hand side of Google are paid. I mean, people just think they're search results.
But does that really matter? I mean,
No, I think it does matter because people don't know that their data is being shared with advertisers on Facebook.
So we're talking
and that's
about-
really different than Google search results where it's just, you're just sort of showing intent. But on I think when judging from the backlash Facebook got last fall when it started telling people, oh, hey, our default is no privacy. I mean, it was a really big deal and they had to back down and change that a little bit. And I think once people get the notion that, oh, holy crap, every piece of data I've shared here is being used by some marketer somewhere, I think people may want to clam up or there may be another backlash.
So if there's that risk of marketers somewhere using all that data, I wonder, Kent, if you'd be willing to tell us, if you were an evil man, what would you do with that data? What are the real scenarios that people need to be concerned about, or that you'd have reason to believe are occurring?
Ooh, that's ominous.
This is my theme song, just so you guys know. I think it's Guar. So the answer is that if you're dumb enough to sit, I agree and I accept that I'm going to bombard you with relevant, timely advertising and kiss my ass if you think otherwise. So the problem is that how many of you read your auto loan or your home mortgage paperwork? You know what I'm saying? So why do you think that you're going to get a bunch of free stuff from Facebook and not get something in return? So all that I expect is that I'm not evil by giving you something you want, even if it's not when you expected to get it. But if you don't click on it, I lose a client and my client goes out of business, so I think everybody wins. So I think that at the end of the day is what matters most.